Welcome back, guys, to Pastor's Coffee. I'm Brooks. This is Stiff. Stiff, how was your Mother's Day, buddy?
It was good. My mom and my grandma came down for lunch. My aunt and uncle, aunt and uncle were also there for the baby dedication. So that was fun. Um, but we went back to my house and we just had some lunch there. We didn't go out to eat. Figured it would be a little busy with Mother's Day, and we don't have
Yeah,
a plethora of options here in Cumberland, Maryland.
good
So
word. Yeah,
everybody's going to the same place. So,
yeah,
but that was good. Me and Albina, after my mom and grandma left, my stepdad was there also. Um, but we went to get some ice cream, um, down to a place below our house, a little pop up stand, and that was pretty good.
that's cool. Yeah.
It was actually a little story behind that. When we went to Candidate here, we went to go get ice cream, and that was the place we went and got ice cream at, which is like right next to our house. And
Cool.
we didn't know if we were getting that house, didn't know if we were going to be here. So that
Yeah,
was cool. We wrote our name on the fence. They have like a writable fence
it's
thing,
awesome.
but we
Yeah,
didn't find our name on there. So I don't know if they repainted it or not,
yeah.
but overall it's been good. But how was yours?
Busy, but good. Very good. I preached the morning services, so those services in the morning, and it just was really encouraging to me. The church was really good to me and made me feel encouraged afterwards. So it
Yeah.
was good and went well. So went there and then went to Mackenzie's mom and hung out with them for a little bit, and then saw my mom and uh, grandma, and um, yeah, it was a special time. It's always good to be around everybody.
Yeah.
It was a busy day, but it was good to just be around everybody. Um, what else? What else you been doing this week? What's been going on?
I had a softball game Monday. We
Oh, it
won
was
one,
Tuesday.
lost one.
Okay.
Well, no, sorry, yeah, ours was on Tuesday as well. Um,
Okay.
but it's usually on Monday, but it got moved to Tuesday this week. But
Yeah.
I played absolutely horrible this time. I've been doing okay batting, and this time, man, I just kept hitting pop flies, and they were out. And we also the bat that we usually used was broken,
Okay.
so I'll blame it on the bat.
Got
Uh,
you. Yeah.
but I played second a little bit when I played baseball. Um, back in the day, and man, I that position is a little tough sometimes.
Oh, it's tough. You got
It
to move.
wasn't
Yeah.
even they weren't even tough plays. I just kept on. I would go down to catch the grounder, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my glove or I just took my eyes off the ball, but I just
Yeah.
muffed it, and so we still got the dub in one of them. The other team hit like 7 home runs, so it is what it is.
Yikes.
So,
Yikes.
um, it's been a fun time. It's been a good
Yeah.
opportunity to reach out to. I mean, I don't know any of these people that I'm playing with,
Yep.
so it's good to reach out and see other people. And um, there's I think two of them are in ministry, not full time ministry, but just in a church and helping out. So that's been
Yeah.
encouraging to see them. And also just talk about stuff like that. But anything else for you? What else have you been doing?
Yeah. Just I got a wedding coming up this weekend, so we're going to be doing some traveling. I'm going to Tennessee, Nashville. So yeah, just making sure my script is good and I kind of know what I'm doing. This is my first one, so I'm hoping it goes
Hey,
well. But it'll be fun. It'll be a good time, and we're
yeah,
making a little trip out of it. We're going to go tomorrow morning, Friday, and get up there and try and sightsee a little bit before
yeah,
the craziness starts and it gets busy. So that'll be fun. So yeah, I had to teach yesterday, so it's preparation for that. But I don't have any Sunday responsibilities, obviously, other than just the wedding. So just making
is it
sure that
on
all
Sunday?
went well. It is, yeah, Sunday. So rehearsal Saturday and wedding will be on Sunday. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. It'll be a fun
Oh, good.
time, and um, yeah, so just hoping
That'll
that
be
all
good.
goes well. And
Yeah,
of course, master's classes. You never mentioned that you do any of that, but you do get it done. So
we're starting this week on a new. We are officially done with the first semester.
yeah,
Um, and so this is technically we've moved on to the second semester, and
and then
man,
we just scheduled the third semester. So
we
it's really
just
weird how
scheduled.
this works. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
Next year we'll be done though. So
That's right. That's right.
hopefully. um, but
Yeah,
I'm sure we will. It's helpful doing it together, and
absolutely.
we can complain together as well.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
but so far it's been good. But um, so this week we just wanted to talk about a little bit and just um something that we thought that would be good to talk about is conflict in ministry and especially confrontation, I guess, in ministry with that. And so I'm going to let you talk about it a little bit. He Brooks brought it up, so I'm going to let him elaborate what he was really thinking with that topic. And so, if you want to go ahead and
Sure. Yeah. Well, I got this question when I taught the class at ABC a couple weeks ago. I guess it's been probably a month now. But I was get asked that question because it's not something that you think about a lot. We talk about unity so much
yeah,
in the body, in the church, and that's the goal is for you to be united and for you to get on the same page. But we're human and we're fallen and we have sin nature still, and it's just not always the case. There's some times where things happen and they need to be addressed. I think one of the biggest problems that we have in the church is not knowing how to confront and, more importantly, when to confront. Because if you don't confront, you leave yourself open to letting these problems spread and turn into things that could have been stopped if you would have stopped it when you should have.
yeah,
And they end up getting bigger than they need to. So I'll give a couple of instances of when I confronted and when I didn't, and kind of telling myself a little bit without name dropping. We're going to try our best to do that, but just kind of give some advice and some insight on how this works and why it's necessary to do it. First of all, we're called to in Scripture. If you have a problem with a brother, you need to go to him first. And if he doesn't do what he should do, if he doesn't react a certain way, if he doesn't repent, then you take it to the front of the church, and you have to follow that model that Scripture's laid out. I think something that I've really struggled about, and maybe you can kind of say the same, is I am not scared to confront necessarily, but I have been fearful and sometimes still am of really telling you exactly what I'm feeling. So I'll confront you and you'll kind of know what I'm saying. You'll kind of get that I have a problem with something, but I haven't really told you the full
yeah,
thing. So I didn't fully address it. So in my experience, and again, there's people watching that have had numerous amounts of experience longer than we have, but just in the 2 years that I've been doing this now, I think that it's most beneficial in grace. Absolutely, that shouldn't even have to be said. But as believers, you have to give grace in everything that you say. It's a part of the love that we're supposed to share. But rip the band-aid off when you have a problem with somebody. I mean, if you're beating around the bush with it and you're saying it but not really saying it, you haven't done your job in letting them know where you're coming from. And maybe you're off base, and then that's their time to tell you that. But if you
hmm
have a problem, if you have an issue, if you see something happening that's affecting the church and even maybe just themselves, you need to be so clear with what the problem is, rip the band-aid off, and then you let the Lord guide and direct the steps after that. Because I've had instances where um, I knew something was happening in my youth group specifically, and I won't get into too much detail of the situation, but I went to them, I confronted them. I had another person with me. I would recommend that you bring another adult with you every single time, unless it's just one on one where someone directly sinned against you. But
hmm
I'd recommend if you think something's going to be um, kind of testy, bring somebody else with you to kind of be a mediator. But in this case, I brought somebody with me and I confronted the issue, but I didn't really say what the real problem was. I let them know kind of what was going on, didn't
hmm
really address the issue, and it stopped for a little bit, and then in a couple weeks time we're right back to it, and some more issues are popping up because I didn't really confront it. i
yeah,
didn't i didn't rip the band-aid off. I didn't get it over with. So I would say in all confrontation, and then I want to kind of pass over to you, but I have a couple more stories. I think I think both of us, especially in ministry, man, ministry is people. You're wanting to please people. You want to lead them closer to Christ, and you think that we got to be kind and nice all the time. That is such a huge part of it. But it's also speaking truth, and the truth isn't always comfortable. The truth
Yeah.
is often mostly uncomfortable. And if we're called to speak truth, which is who we're following, the truth, Jesus, then you're going to have some uncomfortable conversations. And it's a lot easier to make it uncomfortable in the beginning and address it and fix it than let it simmer and turn into something major. And then it's uncomfortable for everybody.
Yeah.
So, what's been your experience with confrontation?
Um, for myself, I'm not really much of a confrontation guy.
Yep.
Um, that doesn't mean I shouldn't do it. Um, but it's just not in my nature to go out and tell people, and but to confront people, and talk to people. And so just like an instant again with my youth group, there's just something that needed to be said, and Albina very much we are polar opposites with when it comes to that. When she has a problem, she's ready to go right then and there. She can do the confrontation. It doesn't bother her. For me, I guess I'm more of a people pleaser, and
Yeah.
when I think of confrontation, it just automatically goes to um, why what they're gonna feel of me now, and am I gonna ruin that relationship?
Yep.
Um, and in reality, if we're both brothers in Christ, it shouldn't, right?
Should strengthen
Confrontation,
it.
it,
Right.
it should be. He should, not just he, but he or she should feel that they can confront me about
Yep.
anything, and I should feel that I should confront them about anything. Um, and so just off the bat, I'm just not a confrontation guy, and that's something I need to still work on. But like that issue with the youth, it took me probably a good month before I even actually talked about it. And it just simmered in my heart like, oh, I need to do this, but I'm scared, and I don't want them to think wrongly of me, especially just in the newer youth pastor role anyway. Um, but I agree. It's something that me and the youth have talked about in a series that I've been doing about that Matthew 18 passage, with confronting a brother by yourself and then taking another with you, and then that's about church discipline, but just taking them in front of the whole church if it gets to that point. Um,
Yep.
and so I've been trying to model that and trying to get the one-on-one time, and I really haven't had too much of a confrontation too much of time that I've had to do this. Um, and so just with off the top of my head, I just know naturally I'm not a confrontation guy, and that it shouldn't stop me though from doing confrontation. And so that's something I've been working on.
Sure.
And even at college, we've had some times where um, not me and you really, but with other people that we've had times where we weren't getting along. You spend 4 years at college with the same people. Eventually, something's going to happen.
Sure.
Um, but and even times like that, I still was worried. Like I don't want to lose this person as a friend, but
Yeah.
they're doing something that I feel is wronging me, and I'm doing something to wrong them.
Yeah.
And something I take when I do eventually go to confrontation because it takes me a while. Um, and I am working on trying to get it to be shorter, but when I do get there, I go in with the attitude, and I at least try to, with a humble attitude, to
Yep.
realize maybe this person has done something wrong to me, but I'm sure that I have done something wrong to them as well. And maybe I haven't, but if you go into with the attitude of I'm superior than this person because they've done this wrong thing, then I think you're really losing the whole purpose of the confrontation. We're supposed to
Yeah.
go in with grace. I should forgive them for whatever they have done.
Yeah.
Right? Christ has done that for us. Um, and I think if we go into the attitude of I'm going to tell you what you did wrong, and we're not really going to just fix it, I'm just going to confront you about it and let you feel bad about it, then that's
Yeah.
just a wrongful attitude.
Yeah.
Um, but if you go in with the grace and forgiveness side of it, still addressing the issue doesn't mean you just automatically forgive them and just forget about it. You
Yeah.
know, this is an opportunity for you to say, this is what you've done wrong, and this is how I feel about it, and this is what the Bible says about it. That's more important than what I say about it.
Mm.
Um, however, let's fix this. I forgive you, but let's fix this and move on from it with that attitude. And so, um, anything
Well,
else you wanted to say about
well,
that?
for confrontation to work, you have to be able to be confronted yourself.
Yeah,
And I think that's kind of what you were getting at with the humility too. If all you're ever doing is calling out everyone else and
yeah,
you're living in a prideful way, and if someone tries to confront you about something and you don't ever accept criticism or anything like that, it's going to be hard for anybody to take you seriously. And I think that is where that humility comes um, to play so clearly, because if you we're talking about ministry here, but this can be applied to everybody, and I especially think of our marriages. There's so many
yeah.
times, and again, I'd love to say that Mackenzie and I never have a disagreement ever, but it's just not the case. We're
Hmm.
humans, you know, and
Me and I'll be in a God conversation.
so well with us, and I've heard a pastor say this, and this is really what we try to do with a lot of the times that we disagree. You know, if we're one in the body of Christ, we're supposed to be one. We're supposed to be unified. We don't always look at it like that. It becomes a competition, especially in big staffs. A lot of times, and I hate to see that happen. But if you're speaking and then somebody else speaks, it becomes this competition. It's just messy, you know. But in marriages, you're supposed to be on the same team here, building each other up. So when I think about confrontation, when something happens, the goal isn't in confrontation to be right. It's for you to get on the same page, for you ultimately to be reconciled back together.
Yeah,
And sometimes that is calling out hard truths. Sometimes that is having the uncomfortable conversations. But the goal isn't to degrade the other person or tell them what they're doing wrong. Any other motives other than this happened. Let's have this conversation to get back where we need to be, back
yeah,
in that oneness that Christ had for us. And I think that's in our marriages, when a lot of times I want everything in my body just to be right and for her to know it.
yep,
That's not the goal.
yeah,
That's not the goal. It is for us to get reconciled back on the same page and be able to move forward when this was supposed to hinder what we had. The same is true for the church. I just think that we don't view our church relationships as major as God views them. You know,
yeah,
when Christ says that his bride is the church, that's all of us together, loved the exact same,
yeah,
with Christ laying his life down for them. So when we look at somebody else in that light, and we say it a lot of times, we don't always feel it. If we look at somebody in that way, we've got to have that same love in mind that Christ did, and
yeah,
say, you know, I want you to know that I'm right because I still believe that I am,
yeah,
but I'm going to try my best to give you grace in this and recognize that I've probably had just as much fault in this as you have.
yeah,
Let's reconcile and get on the same page. How can we do that? And give steps to doing that. I think I think that's another key part in confrontation, is not just telling them what they did wrong, especially us in kind of our positions. You know, we do have
yeah,
authority in our positions. We can't just tell somebody what they did wrong. We need to be prepared in giving them what can happen next,
hmm,
and some avenues that we can get back to where we need to be. And sometimes that's something that we need to do, and we offer something up that we need to give. But it's giving avenues of restoration, not just calling them out and saying you did this, fix it, but giving them ways to do that, and
yeah,
being a little bit more graceful in that, and recognizing that, man, I probably had just as much fault in this as you did, but let's get back on the same page. So I think it's a great perspective to have in all of these things, because man, especially working in churches, but even in your workplaces, I'm sure for all of you listening, there's issues that come up all the time, and I would say the longer that you let issues go, the bigger they become.
hmm,
And you're creating problems that didn't need to be there if you would have stopped it at the beginning when it should have been.
hmm,
Don't let them go past where they should have been. And I think that's in everything. That's in your marriages, that's in your workplaces, that's in ministry, especially. Stop the problem when it's necessary to stop, and don't let it fester. Sometimes I think we think problems are just going to solve themselves. We pray about them, and God sometimes does take care of them.
Yeah.
But that's what He's called us to do as
Yeah.
well. He's told us to do this very thing. And we can pray about it and He can give us opportunities to do that, but then we have to do it. That's what our responsibility
Yeah.
is. God's in control, but man's responsible. And the
Yeah.
same is true for this. We have to take it on ourselves to say, this is uncomfortable. I don't want to do it, but
Mm,
I'm doing this out of love, because if I don't do it here, it's going to cause so much heartache and more hurt down the line.
for sure. Yeah, and I think a lot of people really take advantage of, we are supposed to pray about this when we do confrontation, and James, um, God calls us to ask Him for wisdom, and He gives it to
Yeah.
us. And for us to kind of just take advantage of that is kind of, twisted to just say, oh, I'm just going to pray about it, God's just going to take care of it, which
Agreed.
is the case for some things, but he's given us instructions of what to do, right? And
Right.
we still fail to do these things when
Yeah.
we do have confrontation, and to say, oh, well, I'm trying to do it this way. Well, Matthew 18, God Himself said, here you go. This is how you do it. And it's hard. I'm not trying to say that it's not hard, but it's a lot easier to do it when you have instructions, and God has given us these instructions to do it. And I think
Yeah.
it's easy. It should be easier now for us with these instructions to deal with
Should be. Yeah.
confrontation. And so we still are human, and we do make mistakes, but we can't let that just get in the way of doing the right thing. Um,
Well, I'll say this before we keep going. I I have a situation right now that I'm trying to be careful as I can and giving details, but it is a situation where I need to say something. I need to confront the situation. The problem is, it seems like there is kind of, I got to be careful, just a group that all feels the same way. So it's not just one person now, but it's kind of a group that feels a certain way. And before it causes more issues down the line, I need to stop it where it is. And not that I'm stopping anything, but I need to kind of in love show them why this could be an issue down the line. And
yeah,
it seems like I'm the only one that's seeing it, and that's scary. It's I was in Daniel last night. We just started for Wednesday night, and it's really interesting to look at that first chapter, because, and I'll probably share stuff from Daniel every week now just because I'm studying it. But I mean, this is in Babylon. This is one of the greatest empires in our history,
hmm,
and he's asking Daniel and his three friends to change their names from Hebrew names that all praise God. Daniel's name means God is my judge, and they're wanting him to change his name to Belteshazzar, and that means I only protect the king, which is meaning, so it's completely changing his name. And
yeah,
he's in this room and he's saying, if you'll change your name, if you'll stay with us, if you'll do what we say, you can have all of our food, all of our drinks, you can be around all the royalty people, you can be looked at in a certain light, the fame, the glory. And he didn't want to compromise what he believed, what his
yeah,
true conviction was. And regardless, sometimes we have convictions that we press down because we're afraid of the outcome, and we're afraid of
yeah,
what the group might think. But guys, if God's laid something on your heart, and I'm kind of speaking to myself here, if God's really laid something on your heart and made it a conviction for you, it's going to do only more damage if you don't share that with others than let it
yeah,
simmer and turn into something greater, because you're going to start to get bitter,
yeah,
and it's only your fault because you didn't confront it.
for sure. I agree.
So
Yeah, and we could go on forever about
we
different
could.
different things. And that's a great point of just when we do just sit on these problems and just let it simmer, and we get angry about it, um, it turns into something it could have not been, and I think
Can
that's
only blame
important.
ourselves at that point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so but anyway, was there anything else you wanted to say before
I think that was it. But please leave questions.
I? Yeah,
This is a really broad topic that could go in a lot of different
Yeah.
directions. And I covered some more in the class that I taught up there. Um, but yeah, we could talk about this forever. So please,
Yeah.
either share maybe your experiences with it, sometimes that you failed in it, sometimes that you felt like it went well. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not easy.
It'd be great to see those and even get us future ideas that we could talk about.
Yeah,
Even just specific situation too that we could. You don't have to go into details really, but just say this is the situation. How should it be addressed? Because different situations are handled differently. You still go in with that attitude of grace and forgiveness,
sure.
but you know we can't really get into situations here because we're talking on a broad sense, but some situations will be different on how you go about it biblically and everything.
Right.
um and so, but anyway, yeah, just leave some comments down below and get us some more topics and stuff. We would appreciate it, and we also just want to hear from you guys. So
Yep.
um
Yep.
but anyway, this week we're moving on. I'm gonna let you tell. I forget exactly what we were doing for
Yep.
the top five draft, so I'll let you explain it. But
Okay.
we'll
Well,
go ahead.
speaking of confrontation, um, I feel like it's only right that you get a vacation afterwards.
That's right.
So you go through something tough and get you a little bit of rest afterwards. So
Yeah.
I'm going on a trip this weekend. It's not really a vacation. It's kind of, I mean, it's for work. So,
Yeah.
but we're going to try to make a vacation out of it. So, but school's almost out for a lot of people, and um, vacation time is heating up. So we're going to yield the first pick to you this week, and we are going to do our top five things that we need to bring on a vacation.
Okay. And what we're gonna do, just to broaden it up a little bit,
Okay.
we're gonna obviously the necessities. We're gonna you obviously need things like clothing and all of that, and then like your phone and stuff. So getting a little more broad. And when I think of vacation, um, personally, as a kid, I always enjoyed having this item. And
Okay.
one vacation, this is all I did, which I look back on and it was great. Because this item, which is my PlayStation, okay,
Okay. On vacation.
I'm gonna pick it at number one here. Um,
Wow. Okay. It was
one,
on the list, not one.
um, this vacation, I had um, I had a room to myself. I slept on a couch that vacation. We got a big house and we had a bunch of my cousins and everything at the beach. But we had um, my couch had the TV with my PlayStation, and you open the sliding door and there was the pool. I
Okay.
didn't go upstairs unless it was time to eat. I
Yeah.
would I would wake up, I would play the PlayStation, and back in that day, that was like the two or three, and I would play Madden or MLB, go out to the pool, swim a little bit, come back. I don't even know if we went to the beach that often. I just knew that I had a great time. And then me
Yeah.
and my one cousin, we played so much Madden and MLB. It was great. So that was a special vacation for me. I remember that one very vividly.
That's neat.
Um,
Yeah.
Going from the hot tub to the pool, back and forth, and
Yeah.
I didn't leave my swimming trunks that week, really. So
Okay. Good. 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 Yeah. This is going to be tough to get like items instead of like things to do while on vacation. But so I think for one, and this has kind of just been a recent thing, um, is well, we do a 2 week beach vacation every year. And something that we just purchased not too long ago, and obviously we talked about the necessities and everything, but just things to bring to have a good time is there's this thing called U-ball. And I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a portable basketball hoop. You put it in the sand,
oh,
and it's been a blast. So me and my
I
brother
bet
always do it, and we get the whole family involved.
that'd be fun.
So for number one, U-ball for me, especially thinking about a beach vacation
Yeah,
because it's a blast. It's a blast.
yeah.
So
Number two, um, I'm trying to think here. This is a tougher one for us here.
This is, yeah.
But I think when it comes to vacation, and maybe, this might come under necessities, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Mm.
But you got to have good snacks, though. You know what I mean?
For sure. For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
can't go places. You're not going to go out to eat every night, most likely. Maybe you do. I don't know. But good snacks, because when I'm sitting down there on the PlayStation and going to the pool,
Yeah.
I gotta eat for a week.
One
A
hundred
week.
percent. Yes.
That's what I'm
One hundred
saying.
percent.
Good snacks. Those entail Doritos, any type of Doritos.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, I'm a big Cheez-It guy. Um, Throwback to Wales, by the way, in college. Jordan Steiner especially. I think I went to Walmart at least 2 or 3 times a week to get whales. But yeah, good
Great
snacks.
call.
Because
Great call.
food is a necessity. Snacks technically aren't a necessity,
No.
but
No.
they are on vacation. You're going to gain
Well,
at least 10 to 15 pounds on vacation.
if
And
you
if you
didn't, you didn't
don't,
go to vacation.
you
Yeah.
didn't vacation.
Okay, well you got me thinking now. So my second, this should have been number one. If we're going the snack route, I'm gonna get a little specific.
Okay.
If I'm on vacation, if I don't have this at least 4 or 5 times, then I did it wrong. But I need Italian ice. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So that is my go-to.
Yeah.
Number two, on the beach, play some U-ball, hop in the ocean,
Yeah.
grab me an Italian ice, and we're having a great day.
That is a great call.
And
Um,
let me say, we brought our Bible, right? That should have
yeah,
been
that's
number
a
one. We're
necessity technically,
I was
right?
just making
Uh,
sure, because we're going to get roasted in the comments if we didn't say that.
the
We brought our
Bible
Bible.
is on the list already. Phone and Bible. I know I mentioned only the
Yeah,
phone.
yeah,
Um,
yes.
over my,
Just
but
make
think
sure
about
that's
it. The
cleared up.
Bible is on our phones. It's not wrong, people. Anyways,
I'm just making sure we cleared that up.
we cleared it up. We have the Bible already. I had my pick and then I forgot it.
Oh no.
Shoot. What was it? Hold on. I know it. Okay, so when I'm going to the beach, I think now this. Okay, I have it. This might be my number one actually. Maybe number two over snacks. I think personally, and this is something I really want to do. I haven't done it before, so this would be new. Um, I really want to go to one of those beach houses where you also get a go-kart with the beach house.
That'd be
I
awesome.
think I think from now on, and we're going to the beach this summer. Maybe I'll get this in there. I think getting a golf cart would be
I like that.
absolutely a blast.
It's a great
Driving that
call.
thing around everywhere, because golf carts you can drive it anywhere, to the restaurant, to to the
It's
boardwalk.
true. Yeah,
Instead of taking your car, getting sand in all your cars.
it's a great call.
That wasn't the one I was thinking about, but I just thought of that.
I like that pick a lot. I like that pick. Um, so number three, I'm sticking with snack theme, but I'm gonna kind of group thing. I have to have at least probably three, maybe the 4 or 5, like we talked about, milkshakes or
Milkshake,
Dippin' Dots.
all Dippin'
Okay,
Dots, man.
that's vacation to me. I need lots of ice cream, especially after you eat out or get something to eat.
Yep.
It's a must have. Yeah, it's a must have.
Mm, okay. Down that route. Now, maybe we're getting to necessities. Maybe we're gonna branch off from items, because I'm gonna branch off from items here.
I'll branch off too.
Number 4, you have to at least. Now, when me and Albina went on our honeymoon, we went to Myrtle Beach. Apparently, I forgot everything Brooke said when he said the thing to do, because we did this thing many times, and that is go mini golfing.
Heck
Mini
with you.
golf. Mini golf.
Number 4.
Mini golf has to be a part of your vacation. If you don't
Oh,
do
it
it
has to
at
be.
least 3 to 4 times,
Yeah.
Dude,
That was on there for
at the
me.
beach, they have at least 20 to 25 different mini golf
And
locations.
like good ones too. Yeah. There's a new one, and I don't know, um, as any other places. Actually, I think there is one in Florida, but Myrtle Beach just got one. Tiger Woods has his own mini golf thing that
Are you
I don't know if
serious?
he created it or he just sponsors it, but it's like a Top Golf for mini golf. So
Wow.
we'll include, I would say Top Golf, but we'll include that in the mini golf thing. Um,
Okay. Mini golf
but
slash golf.
yeah, let's but yeah, it's a putt course, but it's like real, and there's you eat at the place. It's a pretty cool
Wow.
hangout spot. So I'm gonna have to get there
I still
this
have never
summer.
been to Top Golf. We need to
Oh,
go.
you'd have a blast. Yeah,
We
that'd be
need to
fun.
go.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I don't know where the closest one would be like for us. I don't know. I know there's one at the beach, but that would be a fun thing to do.
We'll just have to go to the beach together.
Let's do it. That would be a blast.
That would be a blast.
Um, I guess my next one, since you took my fourth, um, I hate shopping like with a passion. I can't
Really?
stand it, but I like outlets.
Yeah.
Like Mackenzie always kind of gets on me like, why do you have to make this so miserable? Like, I just don't like walking around like malls and stuff, and especially
Yeah.
when we're looking at like girls' clothes and we're in
Yeah.
Bath and Body the whole day. It's like, man, I just want to go home. Like, but I like outlets. I could go to a Bath and Body outlet and look at all stuff. I'm good with it. So,
At the
um,
beach is different.
yeah, the beach. So it's not vacation unless I went to the outlet. So that's a must have for me. That's
Okay.
next.
For my number 5, I'm gonna go something along the lines of the outlets. But I think it is a necessity for you to go and visit whatever type of boardwalk they have.
Okay.
They may have outlets there, but most of the time, it's the little shops with overpriced t-shirts and stuff with
Yeah.
possibly an Indian man running it. I would question you about throwing that in there, but they're always
We're
there.
canceled.
Okay,
We are
when you
canceled.
go when you go into those shops, it's always an Indian man running it. I'm just saying. That might be racist. I'm not racist. I promise. But they're always there. It's just a stereotype. Okay, I'm leaving this in there. This isn't getting cut out. If we get banned, this may be our last episode.
This could be it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna tell you my last one, and I'm sorry. Oh, there's no way, man. Please, no way. Okay, my last one. I've already you're crying. I already kind of said it with the U-ball, but I have to have beach games, either throwing the football, can jam, something like that, or games in the room, like card games or something. And we're gonna leave it at that. I can't get
Card
through
games are
it.
good. You gotta have board games.
Yeah, yeah. And anybody can play them. It doesn't matter.
Listen. I nothing against Indian men. I
Dude,
just maybe I'm digging myself into a hole at this point.
I think you just leave it.
But everybody knows it's true. Everybody knows it's true. And just so you
Oh
know,
man, that is.
I withheld myself from doing an accent. So we're gonna end it now before we get in trouble.
Okay.
Um.
Oh my gosh.
So
Thanks for watching.
thanks for watching. Um. On a different note, we hit 50 followers on Instagram.
Guys, follow our pages, man. We
Oh,
know more than 50 people. I've got 50 people in my family.
that's right.
But I know some of y'all
Follow
aren't following. It has to be.
Check out the reels.
Yes.
I'm still stuck up on the
Dude, I can't.
Anyway, we're gonna end it now. Thank you guys for watching. And we appreciate it. Don't ban us. But we appreciate it. Let us know some topics to maybe we should have a conversation next week about what I should be doing apparently. But anyways, you guys have a good week, and we'll see you guys next week. We'll see you.
See you all.